Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on our monthly fun Zoom. And we are delighted today to have Sandy Curtis, our women's health nurse practitioner, and also Marie Summers, our naturopathic physician. And our next fun Zoom will be June 14th. So if you want to get your personal questions answered, make sure and stay here till the very end because we'll be shutting off the recording at that point and answering everybody's question quite honestly. So I will be mailing out the replay later today with the recipes. So you don't have to take notes on the recipes, but if you want to take notes on some other things, go ahead. Okay. So we're going to start out with Sandy. Sandy, take it away.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to see your faces again. I want to share with you today an amazing May special. It's called the Woodland Trio and Car Clip Diffuser. So it comes in a cute little box like this. And this is a special we've seen in the past. That's why I already have one in hand. But I don't know about you, but I am so ready to clean up my car in the spring after a long winter of messiness, all the salt and sand that we drag in on our boots, and you just want it smelling fresh and clean again. So I love this special. After you finish vacuuming and shaking out those carpets, this makes it so simple to bring in our lovely essential oils into the car to help finish that job. No water or fussing is required with this clip diffuser. So this is what it looks like. It's a little clip that actually goes right on the vents in your car. And then there's a magnet so that this is the part that you put your oils on. This is the part that stays clipped right into your vents. So you can take it off and just bring it in the house, drip new oils on it, bring it back out and stick it back on your vent. It is so super easy to use. I have really, really loved this. I actually dragged this one in from my car to show you. You also get 3 diffusing pads along with this, so you can switch out your pads and refresh them as needed. Now there are 3 oil blends that come in this bundle. And of course, I am a lover of all of the woodsy scents, so this trio makes me really happy. First, we have the Costa Brio, or the Enlivening Blend it is called, which was introduced, I think, last year as a special. Oops. It's not in our regular line, so this is the only way that you can add this one to your collection. Costa Brio is rich. It's a grounding essential oil blend that was specifically designed for diffusing. Now it brings together some really remarkable ingredients like guaiac wood and copaiba, which you're going to hear more about in a minute, and wild orange, all sourced through our business relationships in Latin America. The result is a scent that is earthy, smoky, a little bit spicy, and it's really an elegant step into nature that is pretty unique. It's not floral or feminine, but it's a blend that will really be loved by all, men and women alike in your lives. Now, the other 2 blends in this trio, Northern Escape, which is in our regular line now, and Midnight Forest. Now, these all come in 5 ml size bottles in this trio. Now, Midnight Forest is also not in our regular line, but we have seen it in the past as a special. So some of you may have tried it already in the past. It's a grounding mix of sweet firs and soft resins. And the Northern Escape is a refreshing blend of bright woods and soothing florals. So it's really quite a trio. You can kind of stretch yourself with this one and still get those woodsy scents. All 3 of them are calming and grounding, and those are properties that we can all use every day, pretty much all day. Now, I often like to go into the details about the chemical constituents of all these blends, but today I'm thinking of a different teaching moment. I think that we have all been faced with skepticism when it comes to our essential oils at one time or another, maybe you personally, or maybe by the people around you, or maybe both. So, what I wanted to focus on today is the why. Why and how do these oils have grounding or calming or energizing effects on us? I want you to understand and remember the reason, and maybe you'll be able to explain it the next time you're questioned by a skeptic. It's all about your olfactory system, which is truly amazing. It's how we can achieve immediate effects from the desired effects that we're looking for from these oils. Now, when you breathe in the oils, either because they're being diffused around you, maybe you put it directly in your hand and do the little instant hand diffuser we talk about sometimes, or you just open up your bottle and you breathe directly from the bottle. Those odor molecules immediately bind to the olfactory receptors in your nasal passages. That binding activates a signal, a whole pathway signal through the olfactory system where it is processed. And that is your conscious perception of smell. So that all happens very, very quickly. It's then sent on to the areas of your brain, like the amygdala and the hippocampus. You don't have to remember names like that, but it's just kind of interesting to know how this all functions and that pathway that it goes through your brain. Those areas then translate those smells into various emotions and memories that you have stored from past experiences. Think of how quickly that happens for you. You smell something and you're instantly reminded of a wonderful, or maybe not so wonderful, past experience or past memory. When you're anxious, worried, sad, upset, whatever you're going through that needs some extra help, remember how quickly a calming or a grounding oil such as these can impact your brain and help bring you from here to here very quickly. So by having tools like these ready and waiting for those moments when you need them most, or maybe quietly working in the background through diffusing every day or topically applying your oils as part of your daily routine, breathing them in as you drive in your car. What a wonderful gift to somebody that you love and to yourself. So as you're looking at your order this month, take a look at this special trio of oils and that car diffuser, which is available for a limited time. Now for my DIY, now here's a habit that you can add some of that passive diffusing into your daily habits. You can either wash your counters off with plain hot water and keep everything nice and clean, or you can add the power of your oils for so much more benefit. So I made a Nature Lovers Essential Cleaning Spray. Now, there are many different types of spray bottles available. Some of you might like using, you can order these online. You can order these, you can maybe find them in stores locally, but just a nice big spray bottle that you can mix up with. You're going to add to that a 1/4 cup of white vinegar, 1 3/4 cups of water, and you can use distilled water. You can use your home water if you're comfortable with tap water. Some people like to use the distilled water to make sure it's very, very pure before you add it to a cleaning solution. And then to that, you will add, let me see, 15 drops of lemon oil. This is my go-to when it comes to mixing up cleaning blends. Lemon really does the trick. And then 15 drops of whichever one of these trio, the Northern Escape, the Midnight Forest, or the Costa Brio. Any one of those is going to add to that lemon, that wonderful woodsy scent. So 15 drops of lemon, 15 drops of your woods oil, and then just shake the bottle really well before you use it each time. Spray it on your hard surfaces and wipe it dry. And it'll leave your area smelling like that beautiful outdoors. So once again, you're getting that passive diffusing benefit. Now, I hope that your May is filled with wonderful scents, and I am going to now pass you over to the amazing and brilliant Dr. Marie.
Well, that's way too kind, Sandy. Thank you. I love the science of how it goes right directly to our brain. These oils are amazing how fast they work because of that system. So thank you for all that you just shared. I really appreciate it. So again, I apologize. I'm in the town hall of Hampstead, New Hampshire at a garden plant sale. And so I don't have the oil. And to be honest, I've never used the oil I'm going to be speaking about today, which I'm excited about after I learned about it. But first, I wanted to talk about the product of the month. So if you put in an order of 150 PV this month, you'll get a free balance, which I love. I have that balance oil beside my bed. And when I wake up in the morning, I put it right here and it goes directly right down and just gets me going in a very beautiful way. And the other free oil that you get, which I'm going to talk about, is the Madagascar vanilla. So don't forget to put in your PV of 150 month if you want these two fabulous oils. So the Madagascar vanilla, if with our wholesale account, generally for a 5 ml bottle is $40. So this is something that you might want to be thinking about. But it's in an absolute concentration, which means it's already broken down in fractionated coconut oil. And I have smelt it before and it's divine. It's just this bright, fresh kind of, almost a romantic kind of smell. There's just something about vanilla that's just like delicious. And it's been prized with the Aztec for many years and used in perfumes and things like that, aromas that have been used around the world. And it's one of the most expensive oils to produce. And I actually had seen somewhere in my notes here, expensive like helichrysum. But anyways, it's a perennial vine that grows up to 75 feet. And the most interesting thing about this is that it blooms only for 1 day. So they have to hand pollinate it. Imagine hand pollinating these plants. And if it is pollinated, it's by a specific bee out of Mexico. And it has a 1% chance of natural pollination. So when they do it and manually, they do it with a bamboo stick. Can you imagine? I can't even, thank goodness we have a good bee population for what we need here stateside. But it's CO2 extracted, which it's a compressed gas. And they say it's a cleaner way to extract this and also sustainable, which is really important, okay? And so let's see, very labor intensive as we can imagine. So it actually, you can diffuse it and it just fills your home with this very beautiful diffuser smell. So if you want to put it in those special rooms, bedrooms, or even welcoming into your house, that's what I was thinking. Where would I want to smell this the most, One of the things that you can do is add it to your beverage of choice. Now, I think in the past, I've heard Roxanne talk about using this in cooking and in drinks. So I'm thinking like smoothies and things like that. Also, for a bath, think of that. Just in a warm bath, put a little, remember when you use your oils in a bath, if you're going to put Epsom salts in the tub, that you need to put a little Epsom salts in your hand, put the oil into that Epsom salts and then put it in your tub, because if you put it directly, just the oil, remember, oil and water don't mix, so it will sit on the top. So make sure that you're using it with your Epsom salts first, then add it to your tub. What a delicious aroma that would be in your bathroom for a nice relaxing bath, maybe with a glass of Beano or something too, after a long day. Another way that I was thinking of using this in your body lotion, because it's supposed to be rejuvenating for the skin, right? So if you make your own body lotion, that would be divine. But doTERRA also sells a moisturizing body lotion, right? Unscented. So you could buy that, pour that into a jar, or squeeze it out into a jar, and add your vanilla, Madagascar vanilla to that, and then just mix it up. So then you'd have that skin rejuvenating vanilla in a unscented lotion that you don't have to mix. But remember, if you make your own, then just add it that way. But just another way to use another one of our fabulous doTERRA products. And I have used their body lotion before, and I really do like it. So that would be another great way to use it. So let's see. Oh, yes, it is. So 40% of the vanilla is all chemical constituents. And the diketones found in helichrysum, that's why they related it to the helichrysum, just for skin rejuvenation. I knew I had read something about that. So some of the primary benefits, I spoke about the skin rejuvenation. They say for sleeping that it helps a little bit, enhancing certainly for perfumes, and in the baking. Now, I hope Roxanne can speak to it if she has used it for the baking in the past. I promise I'm going to get some and try it, and I'll report back. But they say, remember that it's sweeter, so maybe you don't need to use as much. So like with anything, if I talk about oils, if you haven't tried it before in cooking, start with a little rather than wreck your whole recipe. I'd rather just add a little bit that way. I think it's judicious to kind of do it that way. But they also talk about it for those, little fat cells that float around, that it's good for decreasing that in our bodies. So it has lots of fabulous benefits. But to me, and Sandy was talking about the olfactory bulb into our brain, just a benefit of the smell and the goodness, I think, is just a great way to go. So remember to put in your 150 PV product of the month to get both the balance and this delicious Madagascar vanilla. I hope you all enjoy it. I look forward to hearing people if they have used it or will use it, and getting back to us. So now I'm going to turn us over to our most fabulous Roxanne. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Marie. And the 150 PV Marie is talking about, it can be any order. It doesn't have to be a rewards order. However, it would be silly not to make rewards on a big order like that. And so you can get actually 2 sets of the balance and Madagascar if you put in a 300 PV, if your needs are for that this month. So what a great time to stock up. And the balance oil, and these are not your product of the month. This happens to be a 150 PV promo. Okay, just to make that clear, we have additionally a free product of the month with your 125 PV order before the 15th. You can get a free 5 milliliter Copaiba. And the Copaiba is a wonderful oil for being very anti-inflammatory. In fact, Copaiba has one of the most anti-inflammatory substances on our earth. Think of all the things that can trigger the inflammatory response: pathogens, injury, environmental threats, certainly, stress, parasites, poor sleep. All of those things can certainly trigger our immune system to react, and we want it to react in a healthy way, not an overactive way. And that's what Copaiba will help us do, to react in a healthy way to surround that threat and take care of it for us. So what can cause toxicity? Because toxicity is a big issue in our world, right? Medications can certainly cause toxicity. And toxicity is anything that's going to make us react in a bad way, put over stress on our detoxing organs like the liver, the kidneys. And chemicals can also cause toxicity. Certainly alcohol can. Too much fructose and cells that have too much fat accumulated. Things that cause cells to grow abnormally and out of control, which I really am being very compliant here, so read between the lines. Copaiba helps our liver, our throat and respiratory issues. It helps with any dopamine deficiency that would be evidenced by persistent sadness, fatigue, lack of motivation, lack of focus, tremors, or memory problems. Those are all clues that we have a dopamine deficiency. So Copaiba is great for that. Copaiba can be a positive effect on bedwetting, intestinal issues, incontinence, dry skin, dry hair, collagen production, and skin that needs healing. Any type of head tension and lady stuff. So things around your menstrual cycle or postmenopausally. Any lady stuff, just put it that way. Copaiba is going to be good for that. Nervous or sleep things that you're dealing with. Try Copaiba. For bites, blisters, burns, and bruises, Copaiba can be very, very helpful. No drops. What does that mean? Marie?
Oh, I put droop. It should be drops because I forgot to mention my DIY. What's my DIY this month? It's a perfume roller.
Oh, yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, so it has 6 drops of the Madagascar, 2 of the Copaiba, which I am right there with you. I love that oil, Roxanne. Fabulous for anti-inflammatory. Then 1 drop of patchouli and 1 drop of the vetiver, which also is a very grounding, delicious oil. So that combination in a roller bottle is magnificent. And that is my DIY. I hope everybody makes it. I can't even tell you how delicious that is.
Now,
So I
what-
apologize.
I got 6 drops of Madagascar, and then what was the next one?
2 drops of Copaiba.
Okay.
I
then-
sent it to you this morning. 1 drop patchouli
Okay,
and 1 drop vetiver.
and that's in a 10 milliliter roller.
Correct.
Okay,
With fractionated coconut oil. Or
excellent.
carrier oil of your choice.
Or carrier oil of your choice. Yeah, I know myself, my carrier when I'm putting anything on my face is jojoba.
Yes,
Oil, I like that. It's less likely to cause any kind of breakouts, but everyone's different, so
yes.
great. And balance, did you want to talk a little bit more about the balance oil? Because that was the other oil that you had.
Oh, I did? Oh, well, isn't that delightful? I would love to. Let me just see. I know for me, when I put that, if I think of that oil, you know, building blocks that kind of stack on top of each other? And sometimes they might be out of, I think of the spinal column. Balance to me, particularly when I put it here in the morning or on my wrist, just helps me feel exactly like that. Like, you, are just kind of put back together in a different kind of way. It's infused with black spruce. doTERRA has done a great job with that. Blue tansy, blue chamomile, and frankincense. We've gone over frankincense so many times. Now that doesn't get much better than that. It's formulated to work together to present as a calming and relaxation kind of atmosphere. And you can use it both aromatically and topically. And that's exactly that feeling that I get when I use it. It's just very calming. That's why I like to start my day with it. It is, you know, CPTG certified still with the highest quality of natural. And to me, it's a little bit tricky. People will say to me, well, why can't I make these roller blends myself if I just do this? How many drops would you do? And I say, I haven't done the research on how many drops and the science behind these blends. So I personally don't make my own blends. That science, I leave that to doTERRA. So I just buy these blends and I look at these combinations. Why would I want to mess with that? Particularly when I know how I feel when I use them, you know? So start your day. It's definitely going to put a little like, you know, pep in your step, as they say, or on the bottom of your feet if you need to relax during the day. You can pair it with Aroma Touch if you're getting a massage. I'll bring some of my oils to my massage therapist and say, oh, could you use a little bit of this? And also one of the things you can do, I took my uncle to the hospital again recently, and I had some balance with me because I have it in my little carrier ones. And I said, Uncle Arthur, just put a little in your hand and smell it, you know, before you go into maybe a stressful appointment, just to like bring that down and relax a little bit. So definitely for that quiet, calming, you know, feeling and atmosphere, it just can't be better than that. So anything else you'd like to say about that or like me to say?
Well, I know too, I've heard this so many times from so many people that if you are going to get some blood drawn, that, and if you are perhaps partly dehydrated or have been sick or whatever, and they have trouble getting blood from you and you feel like they got to stick me so many times, putting balance on that arm will really, really help. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know, I
interesting.
don't quite understand how it does, but supposedly it's happened so many times, it's worth doing. And it's certainly not going to hurt you. Thank,
Interesting.
thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
So, Copaiba, I'm sorry, we got interrupted there, got a little derailed, but, Copaiba will also emotionally help a person to go from feeling plagued to feeling directed. And so if that's a mood state that you find yourself in, definitely try the Copaiba. And I will actually be covering the emotional benefits of all the oils we talk about today on Tuesday at noon in my monthly Lunch and Learn. So if you want to be part of that, make sure and be registered for that one. Now, I did hear from doTERRA that the following products are being discontinued for marketing reasons. You know, doTERRA has developed a lot of products over the years, and so they're doing some research to see, are some of them still making sense to be marketed by doTERRA, and these are not anymore. So the HD Clear Lotion, the HD Clear Face Wash, as well as the Lifelong Vitality individual daily sachet packets. They just were not making enough money to warrant all the work that goes into them. So that will be, once they are sold out, they are gone forever. Another new thing, I'm not sure who knows about this on this call yet, but there is now an easy way to cancel your orders online, your rewards orders online. I can't figure out why anybody would want to do that myself, because I know how much money they save me and get me so much free stuff over time. So the FTC came out with something saying that anyone who has some kind of subscription order has to make it much easier to cancel online. And so this should go in effect, I think, by May 14th or 15th. And so you're allowed to do this one time a year, and you can even skip a month if you need to. And you'll have no penalty for skipping that month. Now, when you do cancel your subscription or your rewards orders each month, you will lose all the rewards points and rewards rate that you have gotten up to at that point. So what I suggest is either calling customer service, which is 800-411-8151. Can you tell I've called them a few times? To redeem your rewards that you currently have, or do it yourself by just going in and putting in your order and paying for those items with rewards, so that you don't just toss that money away, because that can be a lot for some people. Remember, if we don't use our rewards within a year, they do disappear and they roll in and roll out. So, and there's no real way to know, where you are on that. So just, I would say if you use your rewards every month or so, use a little bit at a time, you'll be all set with that. But I would hate for anybody to lose their rewards. And so, if there's any questions on that, please let me know. Also, May 16th is a free foundational wellness workshop put on by doTERRA. It will happen between 12 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you register for it and can't make it on to that Zoom, you will get the 200 slides that will be used in the presentations by registering. So to me, it makes sense to register for it. There'll be lots of product information, essential oil information, science, and 2 hours of business training, I believe, at the end, for however you want to use it. And so I did post this on our team page, I believe, and I'll try and do it again. But it is, what you can do is literally hold your phone up to that QR code, and then with your camera, you hold it up, and then what you'll see is a little gold colored link at the bottom that you press on, and that takes you right to the registration form. Okay, so I know I'll be doing that particular free workshop, foundational wellness workshop. And there'll be 2 hours of product education and 2 hours of essential oil training, followed by 2 hours of business training. And I know I have won things going on these workshops. Periodically, they'll ask for testimonials. They'll ask you to make a quick little, 20-second video. It's so easy to do. And then you hit send, and then you're in this little drawing for the freebies. So I've gotten those before. They're going to be talking about immunity, digestion, cellular health, energy, stress, inflammation, and much more. So how about a pro tip on the Copaiba? By the way, the Copaiba is also 10% off this month in soft gel form. So for people who don't like to make capsules, and I don't really like to make capsules, I will do it generally for things I don't want to taste. Like DDR Prime, I'll do it for that. I'll do it for oregano for sure if I need to use some oregano. But for a pro tip, use 5 drops. And I've been doing this now for at least a couple of months, and it's really helped me a lot. Use 5 drops of Copaiba each evening in a capsule and veggie capsule with your Serenity soft gels for better sleep, immunity, moods, nerve support, and skin. Now, if you'd prefer to use the soft gels, which are 10% off this month, you could use 2 soft gels because there are 2 drops of Copaiba in each soft gel. And you can also use Copaiba by adding it to your Immortel roller. And what I do every time I get my Immortel roller is when I go to use it, I will bring out 2 empty 10 milliliter rollers. I will take all the tops off and I will literally divide the 1 Immortel into 3. Then I add 20 drops of Yarrow Palm. So now it's turning midnight blue. And I add 20 drops of Copaiba. Then I top it off with jojoba oil. That's my preference for my face, my carrier oil for my face. And then you put your roller tops back on, give it a nice little gentle shake, and you're ready to go. You've turned your pretty pricey Immortel into 3 Immortels with the addition of the Yarrow Palm and the Copaiba to boost it up. Okay, because Copaiba will also boost any oils that you pair it with. So that's a good thing, and you'll be enjoying fabulous skin with the Immortel. Remember, the Immortel is the anti-aging blend. Another thing I want to also tell you is about doTERRA Success Academy. If you want a simple training program to help you with sharing your oils, or building a stream of income from doTERRA, it could be a little stream, it doesn't have to be a huge stream. You can try it for free. Try this doTERRA Success Academy for free, and if you decide it's worth doing, you pay just $10, and it started this Tuesday of this week, and it goes until sometime in August, maybe the end of August. And you actually will have the chance to earn more money from that $10 investment. And it is Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there are fun home play assignments each week to help you grow as a person. And there are also Thursday evening Zoom classes, foundational wellness Zoom classes starting this coming Thursday night at 8 p.m. for 45 minutes. So we're asking you to invite people to bring to that class and to learn and to teach better. So reach out with any questions that you have for me. I have been doing the doTERRA Success Academy now for almost a year. And it is the single most beneficial program I have ever been part of. And I have paid a lot of money for programs over the years. And this is absolutely the one that keeps me re-engaged, keeps me invigorated, and gives me lots of great tips and tricks to make my style of marketing doTERRA even easier. And it's all about being your best self. It doesn't mean teaching you to be somebody else. It's teaching you to use your strengths. Finally, Silver Club is winding up this month. So we've got the month of May left, and what a month to stack rewards promos. For 100 PV order that you help somebody get by sharing your refer a friend link or your generated code that you send them, you are going to help them get a free Lavender Touch roller, free Lavender Touch. And you know what? That is so good for burns and bites and helping skin to be its best. It's great for sleep and calming. That Lavender Touch is such a great thing to have in your purse at all times. And so with 100, and you'd get free shipping also with your 100 PV, with their 100 PV order. Now this is, I'm talking Silver Club is for new members getting their wholesale account started. So it can be any friend or family member or coworker or neighbor, anybody that you know, a Facebook friend. And so with 125 PV rewards enrollment order, they would also get the free 5 milliliter Copaiba this month. If they enroll by the 15th of the month, or if they're ordering the VMG powdered vitamins and omega bundle, they will also get the free Copaiba any day of the month, and also get a free glass blender bottle and the 5 milliliter peppermint. And of course, Marie talked to us about what they get for their 150 PV order. Again, it's that balance, the vanilla. Plus, they'd also get a gift from doTERRA, either a diffuser or our 2 stellar toothpaste, the On Guard toothpaste and the Supermint toothpaste. And with a 200 PV order, you get everything I've just mentioned with a Silver Club Citrus Bliss oil. Look at all that free stuff. Can you imagine getting all those freebies? I'm counting them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 free things with a 200 PV order by the 15th of the month, or with the VMG Plus and Omega bundle. That to me is worth shouting, wow. And I have the Silver Club promo code that I've posted in our team page with my little video, my little connection video. So if I'm dealing with them, obviously that's my connection to them. But if you're dealing with them, they need some connection to me. My little 3.5-minute video explains that. And just, they have to just watch that for a few minutes, and then you tell them, or you use that code in their first order, where it says apply a code, you put it right there. And then you want to make sure that you see in their shopping bag the things that they have earned. Just review that, or ask them to review that to make sure that their code did work. If their code doesn't work for some reason, please get in touch with me, because I can then ask my manager to fix it, okay? And get them all those free things. So let's surprise and delight folks, a lot of folks, this month of May. I would love it. To me, that's what Silver Club means, is me empowering people to get more people these pure, certified, tested grade oils every month, and to help them get bonuses. I love a freebie. I've always loved a freebie, and I think most people love freebies, and they love it when they open their box and they forget that that's not what they had ordered, but it's sitting there waiting for them. So text me if you need any help at all with any of that, please. And a reminder, our next Fun Zoom will be June 14th. And anybody can join us on these Fun Zooms, by the way. It's not just our team, but we do spread word of it through our team. So please do that too. And know that you are helping people to get the benefits that you're enjoying yourself right now. And isn't that a wonderful thing? I know for myself, I don't know where I would be in my wellness without doTERRA. I really give doTERRA so much credit for our healing. Even with my husband's own recent miracle, I don't think he could have been doing as well as he was doing recently without a lot of doTERRA. So I'm going to now, does anybody have a question on something that's compliant before I shut off the recording? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.